Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I've come out in the morning. It's about 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday to a lake in Milton Keynes called Ludlow Lake. Now this again is one of these lakes that has been built and constructed to help flood waters and control the flow of water. It was built or constructed back in about 1981, but again it's been made into a lake for pleasure. So apparently there's lots of fishing here, lots of wildlife, and hopefully, I've not looked yet, some photo opportunities. So let's have a look to see what we can find. So I'm on 100th of a second here, 7.1. In fact, I might just move that to 6.3, no, 5.6. We're going to go 5.6, and I can probably just increase the shutter speed a bit. Now I'm going to leave that on 100th of a second. I've underexposed, not quite by one, just so that the clouds are not too washed out. I'm framing this a bit lower because there's some lovely reflections in the water there. And what you need to do when you're photographing water, just make sure you press the info button here so that you can get the leveler, because there's nothing worse than unlevel water and it can be seen. So you just got to get that so that the line's green, and then just going to come a bit lower so I can get the reflections. And there's the shot there. That's come out quite well, and that's lovely. Got some nice reflections in there, so hopefully that's come out. You would have seen it by now. It looks alright on the back of the camera. Okay, so I'm going to do some tripod ones now because I don't feel handheld is that good. I can't hold it that steady, so let's have a go at some tripod. So I've got to take you off the tripod, I'm afraid. So what I've decided to do here is get low so I can get this little jetty, little fishing platform in, and then the reflections, and then that scene just there. So I'm on ISO 100. I've got f8.1 and then 1/6 of a second. Now I have got an ND filter on, which if I just bring this to the front, you can see just here that the maximum is this side and minimum is here. It's an ND 2 to 400, and that just helps slow the shutter speed down, but it just helps those reflections a little bit. So I could have stayed in that spot for ages, but I'm just going to carry on walking around now. I'm really not sure what way to go, but I think I'll go this way. This looks interesting. Yeah, so I could have really stayed there for ages. That was just so lovely, and it's so peaceful. This is a very little track through here. Let's just go this way. Oh my word, another part of the lake over here. Okay, I've just found this part of the lake now, literally a few hundred yards away, even less than that, and this looks brilliant. I've got down here, I like this log, and then I've got a willow tree coming down, and there's light coming in onto the log. So I'm going to see if I can get a shot here, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so I've already taken this shot, but I thought I'd just show you the setup. I've put the tripod really low to the ground. Then I wanted to get that log sort of leading through to the rest of the scene over there. So sometimes getting low really does help, rather than sort of shooting from up here. You get a much better shot if you can get nice and low like this. So again, I've got the ND filter on. Yeah, so there's lots of lakes in Milton Keynes, all to help control floods, etc. But I've got to say, out of all of them, this one is the best so far. I've only ever walked past this lake, or cycled past this lake, or driven past this lake, but actually never walked around it. And I haven't hardly walked anywhere around it today so far, and I've just found some absolutely excellent shots. Now it's nice in the morning because the sun's a lot lower, so we're getting better light and shadows, but nevertheless a really excellent lake. I don't even know where I'm walking at the moment, but it's lots of little fishing platforms around here. So we're back to the original part of the lake. Okay, I'll make sure I don't fall in the water here, but what I'm trying to do here is look across the lake and get a scene where I've got this sort of bush over on the right hand side of the frame to give us some depth when we look back across the lake, and we've got reflections, and we've actually got some buildings over there that we might get in, just to show you that it's not a lake in the middle of nowhere, it's a lake in the middle of a big city. So it's really nice here. Just if it wasn't for those sirens that you can hear and all the cars, it would be very peaceful. Let's have a look at this shot, see how this one comes out, and I'll catch up with you in a moment. So this is the scene I'm looking at over here. So what I've got this set at is 1/20th of a second on f10. I'm focused down on this sort of bush just down here, but because we're on f10, we should be in focus right back over there. We've got ISO 100, which is the lowest it will go on the Canon M50 Mark II. We've got the ND filter on. This is the minimum just here and the maximum just here, and I'm about halfway. So just as a reminder, this is an ND 2 to 400, so I'm about halfway, and it does make quite a big difference. So I'm just walking further around the lake now, and I'm right on the edge of a housing estate. How lovely to be able to live here. I mean, this is only 5 minutes in the car from where I live, to be honest, but to actually have a house right next to this beautiful lake is really lovely. Even picnic tables and chairs all the way around the lake, and places to fish. I mean, it's just so nice and lovely and peaceful. So I'm just looking for my next shot now, and then I'll catch up with you in a moment. So I've just taken a few shots around this particular area here, and you can see it's beautiful. So I've taken some over that way, which is sort of the sun's pointing that way, and then I've taken some where I'm pointing towards the sun. So I'm just trying to get a few shots there. Again, I've got the ND filter on, so I'm adjusting that just like a pair of sunglasses really, just to stop some of the glare. So while I'm into the sun, I'm turning it up quite high so that it's a lot darker, and then just a bit lower when I'm going away from the sun. But it's really useful to help with those reflections and stop some of the glare. So as most of you know, when I go out with my camera, if you've been watching the channel, I tend to stick to one lens, maybe change it once, but I quite like going out with just one lens because it makes you think about the shot that you're going to take. You haven't got to think about what lens to put on, you're just thinking about composing the shot, either moving forward or moving backwards. And it's a really great way really to get to know the lens that you're using. So this Sigma lens, I absolutely love it. It's so pin sharp. It's the Sigma 16mm, just as a reminder. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love the Sigma 56mm for doing things like street photography. But this lens is great for landscape photography. So I hope you like the shots that I've been putting up. I'm still walking around, and I'll catch you in a moment. Okay, well that's me back now. It's only a small lake. It's got quite a nice shape to it. It's about 30 minutes all the way round, although I've been about 2 hours probably altogether. You can really, it's such a beautiful lake, you can just stay in one spot taking different views, and lots of lovely reflections today. So hopefully you've liked them. So if you enjoyed the video, please give me the thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss any future videos.